We have learned how to place in images into our documents, but we still need to know how are they attached to a document. The way InDesign works with images is that it creates links to the image files on your computer. So whenever you place in an image to a document, you actually just create a link between the file and the document. So let me show you what happens. Even this little link here just shows that this image is not embedded in the document, it's just simply linked to the source file, which is somewhere on your computer. There is a panel called Links here on the right, which I can check, and here I can see all the 4 files. Now, if I want to see where these files are on my computer, I would be able to see it under the path. So if I hover over it here, I can see it exactly where can I find this file on my computer. I can also see other very useful information about the file, like the dimensions, the resolution, which I'm going to talk in more details in another video. And we can also see the size, the file size, the color space, and also on which page this file is located. That is a very important information, and you can also see that here on the top. So it's on the page 1. Because we only have one page, that's why all these files are on page 1 at the moment. What's the reason why InDesign handles these files as links? The main reason is to be able to work faster. Because if we would embed all the images, the InDesign file would grow really big and it would be much more difficult to handle it. And the computer will have to work much more harder than this way when we only have links. So it's better to keep it this way. But if you ever decide to embed an image, it's very simple to do it. Here in the links panel, you can just simply right click and choose Embed Link. Once you click on Embed Link, the little chain or link icon will disappear, and here in the links panel we will see Embedded. So what happens in this case is that InDesign will embed the whole image file into the InDesign file. So even if we delete the file later on, we will still be able to see this image in perfect quality. On the other hand, what happens to an image, like let's just say this one, if we delete it or rename it? Let me show you what happens then. So I'm going to Bridge, I click on the Bridge icon, and I am going to rename this file. Let me just call this Girl Smiling. So I just rename it here in Bridge, and then I go back to InDesign. Immediately we have a question mark on the image, and even here in the links panel we have a missing link. So if I double click on it, I will be able to locate the file and then relink it. So I can go to the folder where I was just previously, and I am going to find the file called Girl Smiling. So if I click on Open, it will be relinked and the missing link is gone, and now I can see that the new file name is visible. Let's just try to do the same thing with this old man's photo. So I am going to again go back to Bridge and select that file, and I am going to rename this as well, and I just call it Old Man. Now let's go back to InDesign, and here you can see nothing happens. I don't have any missing links because the file was embedded. So that is a very useful thing in InDesign if you want to make sure that the files won't be missing. But remember, the more images you embed, the larger your InDesign file will be, and the slower it will get as well to edit them. So it's better to keep them just simply linked, but make sure that you don't change the files. Or if you have a missing link, you can always relink it. And to make sure that you have no errors, there is a very useful feature in InDesign called Pre-Flight, which will check always automatically all the errors, and here at the bottom it will tell you if you have any missing links. I will talk more about the pre-flight option as well in a separate video. But first I would like to talk a little bit more about the links panel and the resolution of images in the next video.